Last time on our adventure, our party entered into Waterdeep, except for those who already lived there, and they met up at the Yawning Portal Tavern. After defeating a dangerous troll that had invaded their bar, they were asked to talk with a mysterious person. I'm not entirely sure what happened. I'm a person talking with an accent. Who am I? We shall find out. But for now, let's see what happens on the RPG Pals Club. So, the 5 of you were invited over to talk, and does someone want to go heal Dodger right now? Because Dodger's technically unconscious.
I think I'm dragging them over to the table. I think this belongs to one of you.
I don't think I have any healing
out
stuff
of
unless I know
here.
some kind of...
I believe that's
Can
a
I just
healer right
medicine
there.
the shit out of him and help him?
Yeah. Turn, we need an emergency goodberry.
This is the joke is I'm the healer.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. That's kind of what I was getting at.
Turn, darling, get me a goodberry.
Actually, 3 strings will heal, so
Thank you, love.
you now have a restored 6 points of health.
Oh, okay. Whoa. Let me actually fix that then.
Titty, darling, can you do me a favor and heal me just a little? I'm bleeding very, very hurt. I'm so hurt. 3 strings, please. I'm dying.
Well,
Bling! And you're healed for 5.
That's all I needed. Great. You're perfect. Wonderful.
so now that I'm awake and everything, and I guess at this table,
Just popped you up weekends at Bernie style.
yeah, right. Just put some sunglasses on me. No one can tell. I guess maybe I should probably describe what I look like.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Yeah,
well,
I'd
if
love
you
to-
say so. I prepared something with writing. Okay. Dodger stands at a little over 5.5 feet tall and is still growing into his cheap leather-booted feet. And he has dull, kind of black-clawed hands. He has a broad, mostly human nose, which is slightly darker than the rest of his tan skin and tipped with kind of more canine shape. It matched his black fur triangular ears that stuck out of the side of his head, and he had a tendency to try to hide them along with the sharp fangs and, kind of yellow eyes under a hood of a cool gray cloak. It kept most people from staring too much. Probably do better if he didn't roll up his sleeves to show off the pale scars he has on his kind of hairy arms. Did a good job of hiding the tail, however. Under the hood, he wears kind of just a basic tan pants held up with suspenders and kind of a white V-necked kind of a shirt. You know the one where the ones that you always see peasants in the old fantasy setting. Yeah, and he kind of keeps his black hair in a short ponytail. But so if anything, he is most certainly not human.
A dog. That dog can stand up.
Doggo man. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, Pervin is actually quickly going to return Barry to you and say, I'll be back. I've got some estate business, but, just Volo knows where to find me.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thanks for taking care of Barry.
And as he walks out, Oi shouts after him, "But we're gonna jam later, right? We're gonna rock the fuck out."
Yes.
He looks at him excitedly. Okay.
At
All right, cool.
The Vineyard's ears perk up a bard. Oh. Because they have a lute on their back and a drum on their side, and
Bard identified. Scanning. Bard found.
Yes.
Eliminate Bard. No.
Hunt activated.
Dun, 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 dun,
Oh no.
So someone was just yelling at me about
Dodger
money?
is just leaning over the table and just looking... Well, he's too young to drink, so I can't really say hungover. That's pretty good. He just looks very tired, and his hands are on his forehead. And he's just hunched over the table.
Yes. Well, you had a very good fight there. Now, who would like to have some treasure? My name is Valathamp Gidam, chronicler, wizard, and celebrity at your service. You've noted the violence in our city, as I recognize some of you from the streets, though you two seem to be outsiders, but that is fine. I myself am a traveler as well. I haven't seen so much blood, though, since my last trip to Baldur's Gate.
I'm just giving him a stink eye now.
I roll my eyes.
No, I am just dead on, just glaring. But
I roll my eyes at Vola. I've heard this story also. So many stories, you never shut up.
Yes, but now I fear I may have misplaced a friend amid this odious malevolence. My friend, Floon Blagma, he's definitely got more beauty than brains. I think he may have gotten lost walking home a few nights ago or kidnapped, and if you can help to track him down, I can offer you 10 dragons apiece.
Okay, well,
right now.
I'm glaring a little less hard now.
and once you find him, 100 dragons apiece.
Not glaring anymore. But
Navenia,
still suspicious.
Navenia, does a spit take with the drink that they were drinking. Who knows where they got it?
Yeah. Oi's just Oi recognizes the big numbers, and he's nodding along excitedly, and he motions to Vinia next to him. What's a dragon?
Aren't they big lizards with wings?
No, sorry. You're outsiders. Dragon is Waterdeepian term for a gold coin. Yes.
It's one of these, and I flip out a gold coin and I spin it in my fingers and they tuck it away.
So not lizards with wings.
That's a frig lot of shine.
Yes. So are you interested in the work? And he pulls out 5 small leather bags that sound like they have coins in them.
Well, if you want to find someone, I can certainly help with that.
Well, and you seem to make a good team. You, perhaps, young one, can enter into things a bit above your head. Nothing wrong with that. That's how some of the greatest adventures are found, but that's also how some of the greatest adventurers to be are lost.
The glare is back.
Kira's laughing out loud at that.
I can't have adventurers coming into our fair city and falling into, a trap full of beholders. That just wouldn't be good tourism, would it, Willow?
Well, if you'd read some of what I've written, you'd know that there's typically only one beholder in a city. They're rather solitary creatures.
Yes, but a beholder trap.
Oh. Well, even then you would likely only have one beholder left at the bottom. A very strong and angry one, at that.
I just glance at Dodger.
He's just looking kind of tired and off in the distance, and he's just kind of going, Almora's gonna be so mad at me. But I'm listening. What?
Yes. So, 100 gold for each of you upon the delivery of Floon, assuming that you can return him alive. But he's a handsome lad, so I doubt that he would be murdered.
I openly laugh at this.
It seems that you would probably not be offering this job to adventurers if you thought that there was a lack of danger.
Exactly.
And so what danger do you expect?
Such an eclectic group should be effective at doing what needs to be done.
Okay. Well, can you tell us some basics? Like, what does he look like? Is it even a he?
Yes. Floon is a handsome lad, mid-early 30s with some wavy red blonde hair. He dresses well. I mean, he has the money to do so. But
that
2 nights ago...
explain why he's been kidnapped.
Yes. That's why I hold some concern. 2 nights ago, before he disappeared, we had been drinking over at the Skewered Dragon, over near the dock ward. Are you familiar with it?
Yeah, I guess you could say I'm familiar with the dock ward.
So perhaps you should stop there.
I want to see a dock.
Well, there's plenty there for you.
It's like Oi keeps nodding along and then whispers over, "What's a dock?
It's where the boats live.
What's a boat?"
It's
Oh,
like
you're
a
just
I'm
going to
cart
just
be
gonna.
for the water.
The glare is gonna shift over, and he's just gonna rest one palm on his chin.
We're two people who know absolutely nothing about the city.
Okay.
So a dock is where boats live, and boats are carts that go in the water. Water is wet
Water's very
and
wet.
big.
You know what?
Very
Screw it.
big.
I'll just make it up as I go along. We're good.
Okay.
That's
You'll
gonna
figure
work
it
out
out by
great for you.
context.
Yeah.
So yeah, if he's at the dock ward, I'm probably really gonna have an edge on this. I guess the first thing we're gonna have to do is figure out who's doing what.
How do you mean?
I mean, we gotta find this guy, right?
Well,
What all can you guys do?
Oh, like skills.
Yeah.
I can do this. And like a little tiny version of you sits on the table, like does a little jig. Like
That
winks
looks
and finger
useful.
guns.
He just kind of goes, yeah, useful. Anything else?
I have these, and I open like my vest, and it's just daggers all the way down.
More useful.
Kerr is interested for the first time.
I take my loot out from behind my back, and I say, like, I can do this, and then I take the loot off of my back, off the strap, and I grab it like a battle axe, and I just motion that I'm bashing the table with it, and that.
Okay.
I clap. Like, yes, I love it. I want to. It's great.
I have very sharp teeth and very sharp claws, and also I can make fire. Does that help?
Yeah, actually, I think that one actually is useful.
Also, I have a dog who is very good. His name is Barry.
I like dogs.
That's a good name.
I also like dogs.
I'm glad we all agree.
I mean, just for the sake of disclosure, I have a really good nose, and I know a lot of people in the dock ward. We can probably find it between that.
One would hope.
Oh, and I do a bit of pull in the city if we need. I mean, not like pull, like political, but you know, I am well known.
Myself as well, but
I
don't
look
venture.
a bit. I look a bit edgy at that. Edged at that one. I'm just okay.
I can't. I may know people myself, but my influence in the docks is lacking. Though I'm sure I can make myself useful in other ways. Don't know if you saw, but I did drive my blade into that troll quite deeply.
That you did. Well, I say like I was actually awake and could see it.
That's great. I'll tell you about it later.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
At this, he kind of folds his fingers and goes, "Well, I know some people, and I know some people who might know some other people. Might as well start there."
And so you head out towards the
before we
dock
leave.
ward.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I just want to I want to go to Yagra and tell her if look, if Davil does show up and offer a job, do keep me informed. And if you see Rilithan, use one of your delightful orcish curses that I like so much. I'll be back. I'll see you at the base.
All right, and you know they seem to be able to hold a blade. Perhaps you can have some more people to work with you.
Might be a nice change of pace.
Feel them out a bit.
Before we head out, I want to go behind the bar and get like my sack full of stuff, which includes a very large shovel.
And also, before we leave, I go to 3 strikes. I'm like, look, I'm going to be back in like 2 hours. It's going to be fine.
I also get my shield, which is a large wooden shield that has a badly painted black dog with a white bone on it and the words "Bad dog, no bite" on the edges. And I kind of turn to what's this guy's name again? His name
Volo.
is Durnan. Yes.
Oh.
And I am just like, you okay?
Listen, I've suffered worse down in there. It's nothing that.
That's not what I asked. I asked if you're okay.
He stares at you. Yes, I'm all right.
Good. I'll be back with more money, hopefully.
And I tell Durnan, if Purbin comes back, tell him I'm coming back with a brand new loot. And then he holds up his sack of coins gleefully.
I have no idea who you are.
One day you will. And then just does like a little "I got my eyes on you" thing, gives a thumbs up, and walks out.
In Koyos, bring us home.
I just kind of watch everybody else doing stuff, and since they all seem to be doing things, I just kind of push a couple chairs back where they belong, I suppose. Just kind of clean up the space. Actually, is the troll still there?
Yeah, the troll corpse is still there.
I would like to investigate it and see if he's got anything cool.
Yeah. Roll me.
That's a investigation, or
That would be an investigation check.
cool. One day it'll stop rolling. Oh, 13 plus 0, so 13.
I mean, it came up here pretty much nude as the day it was born. You don't find anything interesting, but, if you want a bit of a snack.
It takes some ear. This is normal, right?
There's a, red-headed barmaid who sees you do this and just, shrugs.
I'm just walking past this. I'm gonna kick it. I want to kick him.
Oh, no, my troll meat.
Not you. I mean the troll.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, am I doing something rude? What's going on?
No,
You're just kicking
no. The troll, the one that threw me across the room.
Do we need to do anything with this besides eat it or something?
I got it!
Yeah, I was about to be like, yeah, Durnan got it.
Yeah.
It shall be returned to the pit from whence it came.
Why do you
The
have a
circle
pit?
of life.
Do you know what's down there?
No.
No, you don't.
Do I?
Yeah, you know what's down there.
Okay.
It's troll.
I play a dramatic chord as they talk.
What's down there? So I may relay this.
Down there is a place where you would be killed within the first 5 minutes. But if you ever want to pay me gold to get down there, you can, because there's great treasure and great danger down there.
It's kind of a tourist trap. Heavy on
It
the
is.
trap.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, maybe later then. And I back away. I don't want to go down the pit.
You must be this level to ride this ride.
Yeah, that sounds what it's like.
Yeah.
Like we hover over it, and then like a dialogue. Luke says a dialogue box. You need to be at least level 5 to enter the yawning portal.
It's like yawning portal level, question mark, question mark, question mark.
It's all in red.
It's a skull.
If this was an old JRPG, Durnan would be standing in front of it going, yep, sure is dangerous. Will take a long time to clean up this troll.
Yeah, you can't get to the pit because there's a troll in the way, but
Yes.
later when you're higher level.
Exactly.
Once
Yeah.
you get the pokey flute, you can get
Yeah, there you go.
Two of the burly boys who he has working around here just pick the troll up and then just drop it down again. So, as you head down the streets, you eventually see a street that has been cordoned off by the city watch after maybe about 20 minutes of walking.
I just go, ugh, the watch.
Lying
I go,
on
oh, the watch.
lying on the cobblestones are a half dozen corpses, seemingly the victims of some terrible skirmish. Watch officers have disarmed and arrested 3 blood-drenched humans and are in the midst of questioning witnesses. One of the officers sees you and says, "Get on! Nothing to see here."
Is there something to see here?
Looks like there's something to see here.
Do you like to see corpses? And people getting arrested?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a stranger to it.
Mm-hmm.
That was more of an out of character. Is there something to see here? Is there like a chance I might pick up something with a perception check? I guess.
Yeah.
Navenia has disappeared and is trying to push their way to the front of the crowd to see what's happening.
Yeah. If you all want to do some perception checks, you can see.
Okay, I will do this because I don't know. It's good gossip if nothing else.
That's why I need a story.
I might just kind of stand on my tippy toes and see if I can see over anybody's head
I don't
what's
see
going
anything.
on.
Ooh.
Yeah, always trying to shift his head around and, looking between people.
How does a 22 treat you?
Hey, I got a 2 as well.
Oh, I got a 22.
Yeah.
3 twos
I got
between
an 11.
I got 18 total.
Okay, so Navinia, you try push through the crowd, and you end up going down the entirely wrong street.
I break out of the crowd. I'm like, yes. Oh wait, where am I?
Yeah, for those of you who rolled better, you see that the 3 people who are being arrested seem to be Xenotrim agents. And the people who are murdered seem to be members of the Xanathar Guild. You can tell that because they have the symbol of the Xanathar Guild on their head.
I did roll a 16, by the way.
Oh, Zentarum. Zentarum. I've been pronouncing that
Okay, there you go.
incorrectly.
Thank you for the spelling there.
Now, I will note that you should not be concerned about any of these people getting arrested, Kerr, because you don't know these members.
Do I know any of these people? Or at least, do any of them look familiar in some way?
Not really.
Okay, that's fair. I probably don't mix with these sorts of guys anyways.
And I do recognize, the patch, I would assume the dress of my fellows in Tarim, even if I don't see their face. Is there any difference in their uniform?
No, it's just, you should not be fighting in the streets and murdering people in the streets.
No, the whole time I'm just, you're making us all look bad.
You know these guys?
I don't know them. I don't associate with the sorts that would be causing this sort of ruckus, but, well, I'm Zentarum just as they are, and I turn around and point towards my back patch.
And I kind of go sharp blades the lot of them.
Well, not all of them. Myself, certainly, but not all of them.
I kind of just give them kind of a look with one raised eyebrow, and I go, "We'll see."
So, Navinia, you get back to the group, and as you continue moving through, the tall, densely packed tenements leave most of the neighborhood in shadow at the ground level. Most of the street lamps here have had their glass smashed and their candles stolen, and the smells of salt air and excrement linger as you pass by rows of run-down buildings. When you reach the corner of Zastrow and Filet, there is a shop with a peculiar window. It has a deep purple facade, and in its window hangs a stuffed beholder. And above the door hangs a sign whose elaborate letters spell out Old Zoblub Shop.
I am fascinated with this stuffed beholder.
I walk up and I'm like, beholder? I knew there was more than one. Dylan only knows half the things they talk about.
This is like a stuffed animal beholder.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just being shitty.
How tall is it? How up in the air is it?
Maybe 10 feet.
Oh, there's absolutely no way I can grab it and steal it. It is large.
It's on the inside of the window?
What did you say?
Is it inside the building or outside?
It's outside.
Oh, okay. I see you conniving in your room, I could give you a boost if you want. A bit obvious, but, your first crime in a new city.
Crime? But it's out for people, yeah?
Oh, no. Anything that's not, let's say, within the middle of the street or on somebody's person who's walking on the sidewalk, it's just, belongs to someone. If it's touching something that belongs to someone, it belongs to someone.
It just completely baffles Koyos. You're just seeing, the gears, rolling in his head, what?
Possession?
Things can belong to people?
Yeah. We should get you a law pamphlet. Actually, probably not around here, but I'd hate to see you go to prison for misunderstanding.
What's a prison?
It's a house where they don't let you leave, and it's very bad.
I don't like that.
So they're slaves, basically? Because that's what we call where we keep everybody from the surface world in the Undercity.
I just turn slowly towards you.
I just very quietly go, "A quab, all city watch our bastards."
All city watch.
I then say, we should talk. That sounds fascinating. But For now, yes. If it's attached to a store, it's somebody else's thing. And unless you're very, very good at taking things without being seen, you shouldn't take things without being seen. Because you'll be seen.
Now, do you actually want to go into the store?
I do.
Okay. So, as you enter the store, a cloud of lavender-scented purple smoke trails out of the shop as you peer inside. Every wall is painted purple, and every dusty knick-knack on the shelves is dyed a deep violet. A hairless old gnome sits cross-legged on the counter wearing plum-colored robes, and his cheeks are decorated with 9 purple face-painted eyes. He lowers a pipe and exhales a cloud of lavender smoke before raising a hand. Hail and well met! Come, browse the shelves of the most curious curiosity shop in the world.
I love everything you've got going on here.
Thank you. It is a treasure like none other.
Everything in the store is purple.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, there's a bunch of stuff in here. Like, there is a whole bunch of, like, random stuff. Like, there is a pair of knucklebone dice that have skull symbols on the side that would normally show 6s. And guess what? They're purple.
Ah.
As Oi is looking, there is a divination card, and the person on that purple card looks almost just exactly like you. And there is a tiny purple cage that has no door. There's a purple rabbit's foot. There is a 4-leaf clover pressed inside a book on manners and etiquette. And guess what? That book is purple.
I have my nose covered a little bit because all this lavender is a bit strong for me. Not too strong, just kind of it's like when you go by a Yankee Candle store.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like a bit much.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
It's just
So
too
I-
much.
Is
But also, it's a Yankee Candle store.
You know, if
you're not going
anyone
in.
here could have seen anything, I like point at all the eyes painted on their face, like, perhaps it's our friend.
Well, maybe I've seen some things.
So this
If-
is in the dock ward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I probably know this guy. I'm like, come on. Did you see anything?
You know that there is a price for everything.
Yeah.
If we were loyal customers, would that help?
He winks, and like all the other eyes on his face wink as well.
I
Mm.
can't believe I'm gonna have
Sorry.
to buy one of your knickknacks again.
They
Do
are
you have any-
treasures.
Do you have any instruments? I'm training to become a bard.
Let's see. And he runs over. He like pulls out a string, but then he like keeps pulling at this purple string, and there's a hand at the end of it. He finds something that he thinks is a drum, but then he opens up the top, and there's a tiny silver bell that doesn't have like the part that actually needs to ring against it. On the inside, glass eye, a tiny purple skull the size of a coin, a purple crystal knob from a door. And then he pulls out a set of purple bone pipes. How about this?
Oh,
I love it. Also, there was a tiny skull. How much are those
Yes.
two? How much are they?
Both of them together would be 8 gold.
Oh, with the bone dice?
If you want to add in the bone dice, I'll give that to you for a total of 10.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. I shouldn't, but I am. I pull out a pouch. The pouch that I was paid for was 10 gold straight away, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just drop it on the counter. I'm like, there, done, did it.
I'm a little bit wide-eyed that you just pull that out of nowhere.
I'm wearing very tight clothing. It's a mystery.
Well, it's more of, that's a lot of money.
clothes of holding.
I puffy sleeves. That's where I keep it.
If you shake your hands too hard, it'll all jiggle around.
Exactly. Yes. Excellent.
Now, you were asking about someone.
Yeah, we're looking for... crap, I forgot his name.
Floon. His name was Floon.
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 Blagmar.
Yeah, supposed to be a young-looking guy, was around here, got to drinking, then disappeared. Look, kind of dresses up on the fancy side.
Ah, Yeah. I saw some fancy-looking fellows. Two of them. They got jumped outside that shop over there by some rough-looking men in black armor. I think there were maybe like 5 of them, and one of them had a black tattoo of a winged snake on his neck.
Was it Carl?
Wait.
No.
Wait.
Okay. Well, at least it wasn't him this time.
Did you say...
Carl learned his lesson.
Okay, good.
Pardon me. Did you say a winged snake on his neck?
Mm-hmm. Black tattoo, winged snake.
Well, I unfortunately have an idea of who may... Well, let's not jump to any conclusions, including myself. Let's just investigate the next shop, then.
And he has pointed you over to the Skewered Dragon.
Well, let's continue our tour of the dock ward.
Lovely.
The Skewered Dragon... Oh, wait, does anyone else want to buy things while you are in here?
Go on.
I show him my loot and I say, do you have any like replacement strings for this just in case it breaks?
Did you make this yourself?
Oh yeah, totally.
I have a couple of strings if something should happen.
Yeah, I have nothing for this.
All right, sweet. All right, never mind then. Let's go.
I don't
Yes,
think
I
I buy anything, but I've absolutely been just like picking things up and like looking over them and then putting it down and going immediately to
Actually,
the next
before
thing.
we go, I show him to. I might be metagaming here, but what is a divination card? I hold up the. I'll do this in character. I hold up the card with my face on it, and it's like, hey, this guy. So now, when you say it looks like me, does it look like a dark elf, or does it look like me specifically?
Like, it's got your hair, and it is a dark elf, and it's like if you paid someone not a lot of money and they got your general likeness.
Okay.
But this card is very old.
Well, the purple thing could be a coincidence. Everything here is purple.
Yeah, I just kind of... Well, I show him this card. Like, hey, what's this thing? And I point to the divination card with a likeness on it.
It does look just like you. For you, that'd be 3 gold pieces.
It's like, what does it do?
You put it in a set of divination cards and you divine.
All right, I don't know what divining is, but I mean, it's a cool picture of me, so yeah, sure. I pay them the 3 gold.
Excellent. And he takes your gold and puts it into a tiny purple sack that he has.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
All right.
You have a tiny picture of yourself.
Yeah.
Yay.
If you ever go missing and we have that card, we can put it up.
Exactly.
So,
plus, like, you know, when I actually learn to rock and roll and I start to get fans, people will want someone to autograph.
Of course. I mean,
Yeah.
and it's pretty much just a poster already.
Yeah, exactly.
Small poster.
A flyer you could put under a
What is this,
windshield
a
wiper.
poster for halflings?
it's a post-it. It's post-teat.
It's post
I hear
tiny.
those. I hear those are very popular right now.
We crack jokes like this all the way to the next location.
Yeah. Thank you.
So you get to the Skewered Dragon, which faces an alley between Net Street and Fillet Lane. And
Ooh.
the Skewered Dragon looks like a ruin. Both of its front-facing windows are smashed, and a ship's anchor is lodged in the roof. Not entirely sure if it's like those fake cars that get crashed into buildings, or whether someone got really drunk and angry. And through the windows you see a group of haggard patrons drinking from huge tankards.
I kind of go, this is not one of my usual stops, so...
I would like to see if there's a giant portal in the floor like there was in the last bar.
So you just like barge in to look and see if you can find that?
I definitely like kind of open the door and like peek in.
It is loud and it smells awful, so actually it smells very good for you.
Oh, perfect.
Like it sort of reminds you of Lizard Swamp.
Ah, yes, it smells just like the swamp.
And yeah, there's a number of like people drinking and talking, and it's a raucous crowd.
But no portal, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like most bars don't have that or something.
I'm sorry. They offered me a job. Money is important.
It just seems kind of dangerous.
Well, You see, back in the Underdark, I mean, we had taverns and stuff, but usually, like, the big pit we had was called, like, the garbage.
That's where we tossed all our garbage.
Yeah.
You do seem familiar with garbage pits.
Yeah, exactly. You see, before I was taking care of the slaves, that they had me, like, working in the garbage pits.
Well, someone of your skill? It seems wasted.
I know, right?
Should we ask them if they've seen Largum?
Floon.
Floon. It's a very common name.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
And we should probably remember the last one, too.
High school.
The surname?
Blackbar.
So I kind of like, well, you guys go first because I'm not technically supposed to be in these yet.
Fine.
In
Yet?
the what?
I'm not old enough to be in taverns.
I look at you and I just like tilt my head. I take a little bit of dirt off the ground and I smear it on your face.
Hey!
So it looks like you have a little bit of a beard.
You know, that's not bad.
This is not gonna fool anyone. I hope you know this.
The point is, if you're gonna fail, lead into it.
Navenya, if I may.
An orc drinking at the table is like, oh, hey, look at that guy's awesome beard.
Raw indeed, sir. Lovely.
There's no care for craftsmanship anymore.
He kind of goes, well, might as well. And just walks in with you guys.
Oh.
All right.
He was just going to try to sneak into the kind of the puddle of you going through the door.
I think one thing I say, if you're going to do a crime, don't announce it first.
Yes,
Or admit you did it afterwards.
I didn't. I'm not announcing anything. I'm just saying that just...
I tap my nose and wink at you. Like you got it.
I look very tired.
Well,
Perfect, just like an adult.
well, our very
Yeah.
well, our very tired doggo makes their way in. I'm going to approach the bartender.
What's up?
Greetings. My name is Kerr. I'm a representative of the Zentarum, and I'm here on business. I'm supposed to be meeting a friend, Floon. He's known to be hanging around here. You wouldn't happen to have seen him lately, would you?
They look at you, and they spit on the ground and say, get out of here, Zentarum trash.
I was worried about this. Well, I can certainly wait outside if my friends could assist me in finding my companion.
I go, I don't know them.
Lovely.
I just met them today.
And I kind of slide up to one of the stools, and I kind of go, all right. So, did you see like a fight out here like a couple of days ago? There's a guy with a snake tattoo, and he wasn't Carl. And he was fighting this guy who was kind of pretty and wearing a bunch of fancy clothes.
There were two of them.
Two of them. Two people wearing fancy clothes.
Roll a persuasion check.
I'm
See if
actually
he-
pretty okay at that.
Yeah, we'll see if he knows you.
All right.
He can see past your beard disguise.
my terrible beard.
Your dirt beard.
It's character. 16 total?
Yeah, Dodger, I recognize you with that beard.
Don't ask.
Yeah, well, I didn't see anything, especially because of that Zentarum guy out there. You see, but, yeah, there were some people. Volo and Floon were drinking a couple nights ago.
Wait,
Volo
his
left.
name is Lolo?
Volo.
Volo, okay.
A friend from before.
Volo left, and Floon stuck around long enough to meet another friend, Renair Neverember. You know, Dagolt Neverember's, son, old open lord.
Always in
Another guy's like, ship off the old block, that one! Just another spoiled rich noble who likes to rub our noses in it.
Probably just wants to feel alive.
Yes. Probably hate that. Nobles coming into your bar. The worst, right? Am I right? Everyone?
I have left. I am on the outside of this bar now, recognizing I am not welcome.
You're like in the broken window like a sad dog, just watching
I'm standing up straight. I have no desire to be here.
It stinks.
Yeah.
That's where the stinky people are.
Yes.
It smells like home.
They played some 3-dragon ante before leaving around midnight. 5 men followed them out.
Is there anyone with a debt that would want to get the better of them?
Not to my knowledge.
Any
They
of those?
followed, and Floon and Raynor haven't returned to the tavern since, but they're known to frequent a warehouse on Candle Lane.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it's a Zentarum place.
I spit.
I just kind of gesture like, why?
The bartender also spits.
Oh, is that what we're doing? I attempt to spit, but I don't know if that works very well.
I'm
with my
just
big wizard
surrounded
power.
by surrounded by spitting people, and I'm just
I'm just taking my
I join in on the
everyone.
spitting too.
this is all right.
Spit.
He does not spit. He instead just goes, all right.
Why?
Thanks for the help, though.
Anytime, Dodger.
And I kind of like get fist bump him.
He responds and then is like, and remember, stay in the streets.
I hear that, and I just kind of spin around and jump down. I mean, it's not much of a jump. I'm still like probably like the equivalent of 16. I'm not 12 or something.
Yeah, they're very tall stools.
Yeah, it's so like I said, I'm a little over 5.5 feet tall. It should be fine.
That sort of real high bar stool that like really is conducive to some serious villain slouching, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And I go, so we got a rich kid.
Let's go outside and tell our friend as well.
Yeah. So we go out there, and I go, so we had a rich kid played some games, probably out here on some trying to feel edgy and cool or
And then
alive. I don't know.
Then
Why
he
do
was
rich people
taken.
always try to use us for like poverty tourism. It's annoying.
I have a question to Luke on the heels of that. Do I know the Neverembers?
Yes, you know about the Neverember family. Dagolt Neverember was the previous Open Lord.
Mhm.
It's time for Waterdeep knowledge. So there are essentially 2 houses of government within Waterdeep. There is the Open Lord, who has a identity that everybody knows, and then there are the Masked Lords, who are people who no one knows their identity. That way, they cannot be corrupted. That's it.
Or threatened? Or...
Yeah. I mean, people have ideas of who it might be, but there's all sorts of potential issues if you try and guess who a Masked Lord is.
Mhm.
Especially where you do it. They could be behind you, and then they could arrest you.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Like, since anyone could be a mass lord, like it sort of means you're a little more respectful.
But yeah, so you've gotten the clue that they're in some sort of Zentarum base over on Candle Lane.
Am I familiar with the Zentarum base on Kendall Lane?
No, you were unaware that there is one over there.
So, either there's
It's secrets from you.
It's certainly their bread and butter sometimes, but either they're keeping secrets, there's a rogue faction, or someone is making us look bad. I can't say I'm a fan of any of these.
After explaining all this, I kind of go, friends of yours?
Look at me, I don't keep friends with the type who kidnap, at least not in the streets and broad
But you're a
midnight.
Zent.
Yes, I am Zent, but I am a diplomat. I go to functions and glad hand with nobility.
Mhm.
I'm not here to cause trouble.
And I will add in, you are aware there is another Zentarum guild that is generally more aggressive and does not obey the rules the same way that the Zentarum guild that you work with is. They're sort of it's time for some Waterdeep knowledge. The Zentarum, or the Black Order as they're known, had been initially a mercenary organization that planned on actually like becoming the army for every nation and then turning around on them. And that plan fell through horribly. And so now they're just more general mercenaries. But you get some good people in there who just want a paycheck. And so there is a rogue faction that seems to be tied into that older one in the city. But yeah.
Well, I just remembered that there is a rogue faction of Zentarum.
You know what
And
they
I
say?
go- and I
that
ca-
never changes its scales.
Oh, really?
Well,
Thanks.
I'm able to change quite often, but that's neither here nor there. This is...
That's gonna be a pain trying to get in there if they're still, in there.
Well, there's a few ways we could do it. I wear their garb. They may not know me, but...
You can pretend you're part of the Oak tribe or whatever. And maybe
Exactly.
they'll let us in, and then we can take the guy
Um,
and give him back to the old man.
did we get we got a description of the Zentarum that had taken him, like black armor and all that?
Yeah, and
Okay.
a tattoo.
Yeah, I'm going to use my disguise kit, and I'm going to kind of shift my faceplates around so it looks like I'm wearing a helmet and visor,
Mm-hmm.
and
Whoa.
Ooh, fancy.
and then take some paint and cover it black as well as I can, and
I offer you some mud.
I am fine with this, thank you. I appreciate the offer of...
Apparently, I also have a disguise kit.
but yeah, so should I roll a disguise check here? I'm gonna roll.
Yeah.
Okay, and I double my.
I'm gonna try to rub the dirt off of my face.
I don't have a disguise kit, and I have -1 deception.
I rolled a 19 plus double my proficiency for 23.
Yeah, you got what you were trying to do done.
Excellent.
All right. So I have a +1 to deception. So what do I need to roll to disguise myself?
You don't need to disguise yourself because people don't know who you are. He was just trying to look more like he fits in with the organization.
Okay. All right. So like my costume disguise kit wouldn't work here. Wouldn't be relevant here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you got the hint that it was over on Candle Lane.
Yeah, which I know where that is.
Mm-hmm.
I could play the street corner as a lookout if you wanted.
Well, there's not necessarily a safe street corner here, and people at this point are not stopping to like look at anyone they want to get through.
It's not a
this-
nice neighborhood.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
Like gloom envelops a narrow. Gloom envelops this narrow alley that's as dark as a dungeon, and as odorous as one too. Nearly all the street lamps have been smashed, and the only light that might get down here is at like the high noon, if it was here. And even then, it would only be like a distant candle.
See, the Zentarum that I make myself familiar with wouldn't ever set foot or even set up shop in a place like this.
Yes, yours and Tarm are different.
I just kind of go, oh, is that true? Okay.
And you see a like warehouse that has a Zentarum symbol, a black-winged snake painted on the handle of the door.
It's the snake.
Can I hide out before we go in? Like, is there a courtyard situation?
Yeah, so
A bag of trash I can just...
this building is a ramshackle 2-story warehouse. It has a you can't reach the back from where you are, but there is a high fence there. There's also a gate. And if you all want to do some... How do you want to approach this? Do you want to, like, look at all the other entrances, or...
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
Yeah.
might as well kind of scope it all out.
Okay.
I'm just gonna. I also kind of want to see if I can peek through a window and see if I can see who we're looking for. Every now
Basically,
and then.
my goal is just to get eyes on a person because, I mean, I have to be able to see someone before I can do anything. Wink, wink,
Yeah.
nudge, nudge.
And I mean, if there's a fence, I'm probably going to be looking to jump it.
Okay, roll me some perception checks.
All right,
Hey.
Boom, boom, boom.
natural 20.
Natural 19.
I got a 21 total.
Well, 20 plus 3 is 23, so...
13.
I got an 18 total.
So everybody except for Navinia has really good luck. There are a group of Kinku who are inside the building. They are talking, and Kinku are sort of like raven people, and the way that they talk is they mimic the sounds that they have heard, or like people talking that they have heard.
My eyes are lighting up because I just absolutely am in love with this. I love the idea of just big ravens. Big raven friends. I know they're not friends, but they could be.
Big birdos.
Big birds.
And I say,
And
what do they look like? What's happening? I can't. You're all in the way. I can't.
There's really big birds.
Shh.
so there are 3 points of entry. There is a front door, a large warehouse loading door, and a painted over window. And you were able to check 2 of them, or all of those points are locked. So how do you want to try and get in here?
Let's throw a rock at the window, and they'll go towards that, and we'll get on the other side.
Who's gonna throw the rock?
Oi perks up, ears perk up at the idea of smashing something, possibly breaking a window. So I think I want to throw the rock. 18. Is that strength or dexterity? Because it's rolled an 18.
That would be a just dexterity to throw it through the window.
Yeah. So
yeah.
it's 21.
So the rock goes through, and you all hear like the Kinku inside sort of like briefly squawking, and then they seem to be assembling somewhere on the inside. How do you want to proceed in? There is the warehouse door, there's the normal door, or there is the window.
Well, all 3 are
We
locked.
did just smash the window, and all of them are locked.
Let's
Yeah.
not leave a job half done.
Well, I'm not very good at opening locked doors, so...
But we've
How
just...
high off the ground is the window?
You all can climb in that window.
Could we jump through the window like a cool actions group?
I think Navinia had started to walk away. Like, okay, distraction plan. We'll go around to the other side. Oh God, what are they doing?
Yeah, I'm kind of off by Navinia. I'm looking for a stealthier approach.
Yeah, like me and Kira. I'm like, what?
Cure, if you want to dive through, that's an acrobatics check.
No, wait. I'm going to throw myself through the window and look like I was tossed in.
Mm-hmm.
So would that like be a performance check?
It would still be acrobatics.
Okay, but to be clear, I'm making it look like I'm being thrown into.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand.
Got it.
You still need to like get through the window.
That makes sense to me. That is an 18 total.
Yeah, you are doing well getting in there.
All right, I'm like, I fly through back first, land on my back, and go outside. Wait, Navinia, which way were you going towards?
I was going towards the big door.
Okay, towards the front door, the smaller door. They're coming in. I'm dressed as Zentarum. I'm trying to get them to go a different way.
Yeah.
And then I go around to the warehouse door and try to open it.
I'm following along, but
Okay.
I'm just my tail is wagging, and I'm just like, did you see the big birds?
I did. And maybe later, if we become very fast friends, I can show you a secret about birds.
Oh, heck yeah. He's just a big goth baby. Of course he loves big ravens.
Big goth raven.
All right.
I love this dumb baby.
Do the Kenku go the other way?
No, they are like firmly planted in.
Okay. Is anyone following me through the window?
You know, I'm gonna make it look like that I was the one that threw you through the window.
Yes.
Oh God.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, because the plan is like I take it you've seen a little movie called Star Wars.
You mean the theatrical performance
May
of
have.
War Among the Stars?
All right, so I'm gonna make a performance check to make it look like I was the one that threw him through the window.
Okay, roll a performance check.
All right, I rolled a 5 total.
Can I help?
Yeah, you don't understand how acting works or how pretending like this would work. So what do you do to mess this up? What do you say?
To mess this up, I walk over by the hole and I'm like, yeah, and you stay out. And then I give a little look and then walk away.
And like as the rest of the group is looking like at each other to figure this out, the four Kinku surround Kerr, and Kerr, you notice that these birdos don't have the Zentarum symbol on them. They've got the Xanathar Guild symbol on them.
Ooh.
You're in danger, and that's where we'll end this episode.
I'm Sam. I play as Kerr, the aristocratic Zentarum Warforged, and you can find me online at FrundingLoom on Twitter. That's Frunding_Loom.
I am Madison, and I play Koyos, the lizard man who just loves dogs. And you can find me on Twitter at QuipsterRikuru. That's Rikuru spelled Rikuru. Or just by screaming into the void. That works too, probably.
And I've been Eric. I played as the punk monk drow Oi. You can find me on Twitter at Rhythm Bastard. I also do punk music based off nerdy stuff, so you can find that at either rhythmbastard.rocks, patreon.com/rhythmbastard, rhythmbastard.bandcamp.com, or on Facebook, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, all that other cool stuff.
Hey, I am Gar Sahoni Atkins, and I play Dodger, who's currently a mystery. Shh. You can find me and occasional articles on game design or actual game design that I wrote myself at Sahoni_stuff on twitter.com. That is spelled Sahoni, Sahoni.
Yeah, I'm Gina Dazer. I play Navenia Drexel, just your average story-hungry person of normal descent who is excited to be involved. You can find me online at Twitter at Adaser, Adaser, or twitch.tv/theposhpanda, where I do illustrations and game design.
And I'm Luke, your game master. You can find me on Twitter at Koltreg, that's Koltreg, along with RPG Pals Club, which is what you have been listening to, because I don't think we named it. You can also find me on the podcast Multiverso Q, which is a comic recap podcast, as well as Exiled, which is a actual play using the Marvel Phase Rip system about superheroes and emotions, and on the John Wiki podcast, where it's explaining John Wick through Wikipedia links. This has been RPG Pals Club. Our website is rpgpals.club. Our Twitter is rpgpalsclub. And we're on RPG Pals Club. We are playing the Waterdeep Dragon Heist 5th Edition adventure. And thank you for listening to our first episode. Our next one will be released when it is released. We're still figuring out the schedule. Peace. If you enjoyed it, let us know on Twitter. And we'll see you next time.